Everyone's starting to get really excited about Canon's upcoming announcement of the RF 200 to 800 mm f6.3 to 9.0 image stabilized lens. But it isn't the only lens being announced on November the 2nd, 2023. Want to know what other lenses will be announced? Want to know more details about that 200 to 800 mm? Then stick around after this short break. But first, subscribe to this channel for a chance to win a Canon EOS R5. I'll be giving one away to one lucky subscriber once this channel reaches 100,000 subscribers. Anyone above the age of 18 with a valid mailing address is eligible. Additional terms and conditions are linked in the description down below. As we stated several weeks ago, Canon's planning on releasing the RF 10 to 18 mm f4.5 to 6.3. It's an image stabilized STM lens, and it's supposed to be announced sometime this fall. Well, we just got an update from Canon Rumors telling us that it's going to be announced next week on November the 2nd, 2023, alongside the Canon RF 200 to 800 mm f6.3 to 9.0 image stabilized lens. This date is also confirmed by Sony Alpha Rumors, Canon Rumors, and we have confirmed this with our own sources, though we don't have any idea of what time or what time zone it will be announced. And now for the big news, and this is really big news concerning the Canon RF 200 to 800 mm. My source tells me that this lens is definitely going to be a big white. And the last time I checked, any big white lens that Canon makes is also an L-series lens, and L-series lenses are also what? Well, they're weather sealed. However, some previous rumors about the 200 to 800 mm are claiming that it isn't an L-series lens. However, Canon Rumors also has multiple sources claiming that this lens gets the white treatment. So that begs a very simple question. Why does Canon make some lenses white? Do you know the answer? Not everybody does. Does it mean it's a premium lens? Does it mean it's an L-series lens? Well, not every L-series lens gets that white treatment. A lot of them are black, as for example here, the 100 mm macro f2.8 image stabilized lens. This is black. But then again, over here, my 100 to 500 mm RF, this is clearly a big white. So why does Canon make some lenses white and some lenses black? Well, according to Canon Global, when people asked, why does Canon make super telephoto lenses white? The answer is because of heat. When photographers are outside under that blazing sun, even a slight warping of the lens components due to heat can have a negative effect on the resulting photo. And of course, holding a hot lens for long periods of time is not only a burden, but it's really annoying. So we have multiple confirmed sources telling us that we're getting a big white, that this lens, the 200 to 800 mm, is getting the white treatment. But we also have sources telling us that it's not an L series, but we don't have any sources telling us that it is an L series. So does that mean that every single lens that Canon has ever made that's a big white is an L series? And the answer is yes. Every lens up until today that's been a big white has also been an L series. But then again, up until recently, up until a couple of weeks ago, every L series lens that came out was also built with a USM motor. Well, not this lens, the Canon RF 10 to 20 mm f4 L series image stabilized STM. That's right, that 10 to 20 mm f4, if you missed it, doesn't have a USM motor, it has an STM motor. And the reason why Canon put an STM motor in an L series lens, that 10 to 20 mm f4, well, they said it was because they wanted to make it, well, quiet, silent for video shooters, but also more compact and, well, less weight. So let's do a slight reality check here. From all the rumors, what they're telling us is that this lens is definitely going to be a big white. It's going to get the white treatment, but that doesn't mean it's going to be an L series. Remember, that white coating or that white construction or that white tint, the paint that they use in the lens, is designed there to prevent the lens from overheating, from warping that could negatively affect your photos. And also, if you're out in that sun, the savanna, or in that hot tropical heat, you're not holding this painful to the touch black lens that is just, well, unbearable. So at this point, we don't know that it's an L series, but the way things are looking, see, if this was last year, I would say yes, definitely 100% it's going to be an L series. Every big white lens is an L series. But because of that 10 to 20 mm f4, because that has an STM motor, I'm not willing to I'm not willing to bet 100% that it's going to be an L series at this point, but I really do, because that will also mean that it's, well, weather sealed, and a 200 to 800 millimeter L series super telephoto zoom for around $2,000. That lens is going to fly off the shelves, and that's why I already have these pre-order links down below. They're smart pre-order links. They're not working right now, but as soon as we have the announcement on November the 2nd, these will work. So what you want to go ahead and do is copy them down now, put them in your browser, and then that way, as soon as we have the announcement, you can save yourself a few seconds so you can get closer into the queue, because I have a sense that if this lens is hitting on all cylinders here, it's an L series, it's a big white, even if it has an STM motor, I think this lens is going to do very well. I think, I get a sense that this is one of those lenses that Canon's going to be really proud of. Now, going back to what Canon Rumor said, they're also saying that this lens will have a DO element. So that begs the obvious question, what does diffractive optics, or DO, mean? Well, diffractive optics lens elements enable telephoto lenses, and this is very important here, to be lighter and more compact while maintaining a high level of performance. And that's why I think this lens is going to be the Canon RF 200 to 800 millimeter f6.3 to 9.0 image stabilized STM. And I think that makes a lot of sense. They did the exact same thing with the 10 to 20 millimeter. They justified the STM being faster, it's going to be more compact, and they want to make this lens more compact and weigh less. And for a lot of you in the comments, I've seen so many comments, this lens needs to be lighter, it needs to be an L series, it needs to be waterproofed. Well, at this point, we know that it's going to be a big white. We know that it's going to have diffractive optics. It's most likely going to be STM, so it's going to be lighter, more compact. I just don't know at this point if it's going to have an internal or external zoom. And hopefully by tomorrow morning, we'll know if it's going to be an L series lens or not. Pretty exciting. So far, that covers off two lenses that we're getting on November the 19th. The RF 10 to 18 millimeter f4.5 to 6.3, and the much anticipated RF 200 to 800 millimeter f6.3 to 9.0. But Canon Rumor says that we're getting a third lens, although at this point, they can't confirm what it is. It's most likely on their roadmap, their 2024 lens roadmap. And it's, well, they're not sure if it's going to be on November the 2nd or not, but according to Canon Rumor's site, they're saying we're getting 3 lenses. So this is a story in flux. We're still waiting for some more information. Want to know if it's L series. We want to know if it's going to be an internal zoom or external zoom on the 200 to 800. And of course, what is that third lens? So if you want to stay up to date on these latest new lenses coming out by Canon, we're getting some really nice lenses. I'm looking forward to that 10 to 18 millimeter, but specifically, I'm really curious about that 200 to 800 millimeter. If this lens is going to cost around $2,000, be a big white, and even be an L series, which I'm not too sure about, but to have an STM motor, I get a sense that this lens, this isn't just something that Canon's slapping together. This is something they're being very innovative about, and I think for many of us, it's going to be an incredible lens. Now, if you're in the market for that 100 to 300 millimeter, where you're shooting f2.8, you're shooting on a rainy day on the football field, and you're able to shoot with an ISO of 1600 with a shutter of 1/2000th of a second, yeah, this lens is not going to appeal to you. If you're shooting the Olympics, this lens isn't going to appeal to you. But for many more of us, for many hobbyists, for many even pros, this is looking like an appealing lens for birders, for all sorts of photography where you want to get up close. This 200 to 800 millimeter, I've already told my local camera store, I want this. Put me down for it. I'm keenly interested in this lens, so we'll just have to wait and see. I expect more information coming out over the next couple of days, so don't forget to subscribe and choose all notifications. And if you do want to pre-order this lens, use my smart pre-order links down below. As soon as the embargo's lifted, these links will work. I'm just super, I can't help it. You know what, it's not that I'm so super excited. I only got 2 to 3 hours of sleep last night. For whatever reason, I went to bed around 10 o'clock, woke up around 2:30, and you know when you wake up and all of a sudden a light switch goes on, all of a sudden you're fully awake and you know you're not getting back to sleep? Yeah, that's how I felt last night. I still fought for about an hour trying to get back to sleep. So I finally woke up, shot a video, and you don't know how difficult it has been shooting this video. I keep tripping over my words and mumbling and screwing things up. But anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on X. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.